Welcome back to Dread Notes. Tonight's story begins with a sound you should never answer. Turn down the lights and listen carefully to the whistler in the walls. Mark and Olivia had just moved into a quaint Victorian house in rural Connecticut. It was old, creaky, and smelled faintly of dust and cedar. They didn't question the low price. They just assumed it was their lucky break. The first few nights were peaceful, unpacking, rearranging furniture, laughing about how the house had character. But on the fourth night, Mark heard it. A soft whistle, 4 descending notes, coming from inside the walls. "Did you hear that?" he whispered. "Hear what?" Olivia murmured, half asleep. But the sound was gone. The next night, it came again. Same time, 3:12 a.m. Same sound, 4 soft, falling notes. This time, Olivia heard it too. "It's in the walls," she said, "like it's moving." Over the next few nights, the sound returned. Always around 3:12 a.m. And each time, it seemed to drift, room to room, like someone was walking through the house, inside the walls. They tried recording it, but every time they pressed record, the whistle vanished. They called pest control. The exterminator checked every wall, every vent, the attic, the crawl space. "No droppings, no damage," he said. "You sure you're alone in here?" He left quickly. Too quickly. That night, the whistling came again. But it didn't stay in the walls. Mark heard the bedroom door creak open. The hallway was dark, but something moved behind the wallpaper. A shadow, human-shaped, pressing outward like it was stuck inside the drywall. And it was whistling. "It's watching us," Olivia whispered. The next morning, they booked a hotel. When they came back just to grab some things, they noticed something new. In the nursery, near the crib, a small hole carved into the baseboard. Around it, scratches. Tiny claw marks, as if something had been digging from the inside out. Inside the hole was a note, faded, yellow, and brittle. It said, "Whistle back if you're lonely." They started researching. The house had a history. 50 years ago, a boy named Thomas lived there. He told his parents he heard voices in the walls, that something was calling to him. They thought he was just lonely, until one night he vanished. No sign of forced entry. His bed untouched, the wall behind it cracked open. "He tried to escape," Olivia whispered. Mark replied, "Or something tried to take him." They planned to leave the house for good. But on their final night, something changed. At 3:12 a.m., the whistling began, and for the first time, Olivia whistled back. 4 descending notes. The house groaned, the walls trembled, and from the space behind the drywall, something stepped out. It had no eyes, no face, just a mouth, stretched wide, like the hole in the sand. It smiled and whistled. Mark ran. He never saw Olivia again. Only the note she left on the bed. Now she's not lonely either. Thanks for listening to Dread Notes. If you hear something in your walls tonight, whatever you do, don't whistle back.